What?
Oh, German railway company. They well, to slightly defend them, considering the size and complexity of the railway network, it is hard to be dead on time, but they are quite famous to be not on time, especially with long distance railway. Local stuff works pretty well. Long distance services, sometimes 40 minutes, sometimes 60 minutes, sometimes they don't go at all.
That sounds like the New York subway. That's pretty common.
Is my train gonna show up today? I gotta go to work. And you're like,
They are
you wanted
good
a
at
train?
communicating. At least that works. And the daily railway, like the distances the New York railway would go probably, or the metro system, those work most of the time. Like, top thing is your train breaks on the rails and like 20 minutes until the engineer fixes it. But don't worry, 1 minute is fine.
Alrighty, guys. So I'm gonna ask it here and now. Are you killing this woman? And why are you killing this woman? Because it seems as though you are dead set on a resolution now rather than going through with the election. I have her statted out. I have her ready to go. And in the efforts of learning wisdom from JK's story, she is a deadly encounter.
Identity theft is punishable by death in this colony?
I do want to see what she says tomorrow. I'd be interested to see her squirm. Seems like all of us are on the same side now, considering she did just try to kill us and get us to kill each other. It would be fun to have her with no allies backing her.
Yeah, and for the public facing communications, I think we can work out a secondary council that is there to evaluate any decisions we might make and advise us in any way, shape, or form if we overstep any boundaries, right?
Yeah, out of curiosity, do you think you could talk to our sanitation specialist? I think now would be a good time.
Yeah. Should we? I think there are a few options for achieving cleanliness in a community. How would we want to play it? Is it if any funny business happens, or preemptively?
I personally don't want to make the first strike. I want this community to see that she is unfit themselves.
Okay, so with a watchful eye, I think that should be achievable. Yeah.
What do the rest of you think while Hari is off relaying that message?
We do not think that cleaning is necessary at this point in time.
Oh, yes, different kind of cleaning, Joy.
We will lie in wait and see.
I think Kuzan's probably just fuming with cookie crumbs everywhere.
Oh god, I forgot. You did eat all the cookies.
He's 100% stress eating at this point.
The crumbs are stuck in the scales now.
I didn't even know that was possible, but now that we're here,
Just in all the little like seams that open up, depending on how you flex.
and have a random battle like 3 weeks later, and there's just going to be cookie crumbs for no reason.
Oh, yes, that happens a lot with Vesk and Glitter.
That's why the Vesk stay away from Skittermanders.
Stellar Delight
Don't-
is not responsible for any glitter that gets upon you.
Don't Skittermanders like shed glitter?
They might.
So, this is
Well,
what you guys were chasing. I don't think it's even the right name.
I mean, it might be still accurate with stealing, one's identity.
All right, so do we begin day 2 of the election?
Yeah, I think, yeah. Uh, If Hario is able to find the sanitation officer today, it's just a general, if anything funny should be, if anything will be done by Diedrich during the second day, which might warrant your intervention, please intervene.
All right.
Axiom, with the surveillance drones that he commandeered during this endeavor, is going to take the footage that we have. We caught a dark cloaked figure shutting the gate, running away. Anything that Draken had, just get it prepared for evidence for tomorrow.
Okie dokie. I will take you to the thing.
So, Steve, can you become anyone?
Potentially.
That could be very useful in the future.
Yeah. 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 Yep. Let's see here. Cause she's got some new people with her. Where are you? Ah. You are here. We'll put them like that. So on day 2 of the election, while everyone is gathered and coming out to see what you guys have to say, it is a spectacle with everything that had happened the previous night. A lot of people don't look like they've gotten much sleep. The signal interrupted with what was described as almost a high-pitched scream and a beam of light going up into the sky from the communications array. Everyone had it broadcasted, plus there was what you were doing with the little girl telling her to have everyone bring her cookies. So, there was a lot of activity going on last night, and people are expecting answers to what exactly happened and, what's going on here.
How does day 2 open? Do we get the floor? Is there anyone doing announcements, or just going to jump right into it?
It is completely up to you. The players get to decide how much time that they spend into this, or whether or not they just want to, get it over and done with and say, like, okay, it's the end of day 3 now. Let's see who votes for who. So potentially, you could lock her out if you wanted to. It's however you want to do it.
I don't think locking her out is a good idea.
No.
No.
Let's see here. She's packing heat. You remember those old ladies from Alaska with the big guns? You know, when they were getting the bank robbed and everything, and 4 of the old ladies pull out those massive guns?
What?
Oh, that's right. You don't know about the old ladies in Alaska, do you?
I think I can be creative in that regard, but
So in Alaska, they have to carry handguns because of polar bears.
oh, that's understandable. Yeah.
Some people don't carry handguns.
The grizzlies.
Just carbines.
Why does Granny have a fully automatic weapon over there with an extended magazine?
Well,
Hmm.
she has a semi-automatic, actually.
Okay, well then.
And she's not shy about showing it off either.
Joy, Gar, Patch, Steve, do any of you have anything you wish to contribute to this meeting?
We might be able to contribute once things might go south, but we are not the most proficient speakers. But we can only speak for ourselves.
What do you mean, we? I talk just fine, thank you.
We know that we know of the separation between our persons and your person.
Oh, you meant the other we. Yeah. Never mind.
Extra security. Don't know much about lady.
Yeah, I mean,
If I could always find out.
if any of you have something to support what happened, the whole incident last night, I think that should be damning enough. But
You'd
you
think
standing
that.
by our side, yeah. Well, I sure hope so. Otherwise, we would have idiots, and they are not good for research. Otherwise,
There was.
Well, we
rat
all saw what
fur
happened
in
last night. Oop. Sorry,
There
go
was rat fur I found in through the ventilation shaft that it seems whoever it was escaped through or something like it. Not Skittermander.
yeah. I mean, with the whole phone business, I think we for sure would know, but we probably shouldn't bring that up too much. Yeah.
Well, it ain't what you know, it's what you can prove.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Can you give me an associated lore skill of DC 20 against this woman Diedrich, and I will tell you information considering that you have her labeled not only as an asset, but the possible, subject of an investigation. People are talking a lot about her. She's in the public light now. It's going to be hard for her to conceal secrets with everyone watching her, especially when she's got the Willowwenth teenager with her now for some reason.
From another fucking young man. Ugh. He's 17. No, Deirdrick.
18 in 2 weeks.
Oh, nope, that doesn't work.
Well, That made me feel gross.
I know, right?
That is
I know,
just
right?
statutory.
I know.
The
right?
minute I remembered that the character was 17, I was like, ew, gross.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna go with society? Question mark.
Yeah, society will work. Remember, she is a unique creature, though, so she'll get a DC. She'll get a plus 15 to this check, so it becomes a 35.
Oof.
Yeah, so society may not be the right one. That's why I said lore.
I will use engineering lore to see if she's done any more tinkering with any of our communications equipment or technologies so that I may present it as evidence. Is that suitable?
Yes, that is, especially since you found the burner phone, which she did tweak. Alright, since it was a lore, it's a lower check. You suspect that she has a hollow skin on her, and that's how she created the identity of Stellar Delight, or Steel Derite, or whatever it was that you saw. You can also work out that she probably has an infiltrator's toolkit because she locked you into a place, and a hacking toolkit, as well as perhaps some knowledge that's administrator only for, you know, the details of the colony, because she's been getting in and out. Her experience under you for the past 4 months, she's been using it to the best of her ability.
Incident to us destroying her computer, she's been a conniving backstabber.
Would administrative clerkship lore help with,
Yeah.
you know, finding out if anything happens on, if anything has been planned or done regarding the, you know, comings and goings of the community as a whole? Yeah.
Yes.
Public or private, or blind? Sorry.
Public. It's DC
Okay.
15, but if it's a lore, it's if a lore DC 15, but if it's another check, it's DC 20.
Wonderful.
Reveal. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, Haria, she's been doing some stuff while your backs were turned. You know that plan that you had for the next year in advance for the colony? She's taken up to do some amending on it. And she made a detailed plan right alongside it. The next project that she intends to do is going to be a spaceport instead of what you have planned.
Where the fuck will she get the resources for that?
Sources, technology skills, magicka skills. We looked at that. We're way far away. How are you doing that?
I don't know. That this is the information you found out that I'm giving you. I'm like the narrator, and you're all
No,
looking
I
at
know.
me.
I know. We're going like this bitch.
Yeah, I don't think
Bankrupt us.
Kuzan's lore skills are not up to snuff here. Not with sports lore. However,
Gar.
Gar has
Yeah.
legal lore.
Yep.
So let's try that.
For lore, it's DC 15. Maybe she's in trouble with the law. From what you can work out, her detailed availability with not only handling everyone's paperwork, but also with paychecks as well as the payouts from insurances, this woman has been receiving kickbacks of anywhere between 2% to 5% per employee. This is how she's amassed her fortune, and Gar just upturns his nose at it all. He knows exactly what type of woman she is. She is a bottom feeder in your community. You have special words for women like this: gold digger, etc., etc.
The fuck, but I'm in charge of payroll. No, seriously, guys, who did that?
I think that might be a legacy thing.
She's the communications relay. Like, don't we have?
We don't have a financial officer. I think she got the job by just taking the paperwork back into Triaxis.
There you go. There you go. I'll do it. Oh, go ahead.
You're telling me that from the moment she applied for this position, she was planning and conniving to take over because she'd never been promoted and saw this as her only opportunity. Her recklessness could have gotten all of us killed, and probably got more people on this planet killed because of the communications she sent out. I don't care what happens here. If we kill her, or we take her down politically, either way, she needs to be stopped.
Yeah, but go easy with the K word right now. Like, that's not... People might be listening.
Yes, I understand.
Where I'm from, we just say we send them on ahead.
Yes.
Probably shouldn't do that. Not sure that's going to solve your problem.
Steve, did she ever tell you to transform to anyone since you've been on this planet?
That would require her to know.
Understood.
So, Crash, a moment, please. How do
Yeah?
How do your people behave with identities? How precious are identities for Astrosins?
They're considered a part of themselves. So it is an emotional impact if they have to sacrifice a persona, an identity.
So it's the same as someone dying to them, like breaking their 8th arm.
Yes.
How do we approach this situation? Should we start out with an address of what that light was last night? Be warned, if we do, people are going to come at us with questions, asking why we used the child.
Well, Axiom. Hasn't Stellar Delight agreed to moderate today?
Well, she did last night.
Yeah, I'm happily waiting for them.
You gonna bring it up?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, totally. I mean, she said last night in the interview that she would facilitate an interview between Deirdrick and us, and we're waiting.
All right. So Dietrich announces on the podium, Stellar Delight had to return to her home planet. Of S3.
Did she?
Yep.
I hand Haria the burner phone, and I assume she already has all the clothes.
Oh yeah, you guys have the clothes from from Tukor.
Apparently, Stellar Delight decided to leave all her belongings, including her devices from which she streams on this world. So fast, she had to go. We wouldn't pose the possibility of identity theft or trying to manipulate you all before you... But, well, it all seems a little bit suspicious.
One of the summer Rosolians comes forward and says, I'll give you 100 credits for the dress. I gotta have it.
My point is, it's not authentic. It is, well, in the least harmful word, it's cosplay at best.
Does it at least smell like her?
No, it might smell like
That's
Deirdrick.
correct.
Oh.
And interestingly enough, should you examine Deirdrick, you would also notice she's currently wearing a hollow disguise, capable of changing her appearance.
a necessary precaution in this political climate.
So you're not denying the fact that you pretended to be Stellar Delight to stoke instigations on this planet?
People impersonate streamers all the time.
She admits to gallivanting around our settlement, spreading lies and disinformation with false media. This should tell you things about what Deirdrick is going to do with this colony.
Now, we aren't opposed to a little bit of fun privately cosplaying. You go ahead with all of that. But when going ahead and claiming that a more honest way to run this colony is paramount, I do find it a little bit in bad taste.
Could we back up to the first thing you said?
Cosplay all you want.
Activities. That's for her to deal with. Don't worry about it.
I was okay. So
Arya said no kink shaming.
Dietrich, not sure what to say because of the first thing. Simply says, in order to give the people what they want and what they need, I assume the identity of a streamer in order to get the correct information out there and prompt the release of what that message was. I believe that the people had to see it for themselves. I can admit
come
that I'm
on.
wrong.
Be honest,
How's
at
any-
least now. It
And
wasn't
how much-
for the benefit of the people, it was for the benefit of spreading your message.
And how much will the people enjoy the potential administrator being caught up in legal issues with Stellar Delight's legal team coming after you for identity theft?
Stellar Delight has a legal team?
Wait, there's laws about the infosphere?
Have you seen how popular she is? She was part of the Sugar Heart concert on stage with the most famous people in the galaxy. You think she doesn't know people?
I assume she knows Navasi. Her appetite is legendary.
Uzan's in the back and he just goes, wow, you're gonna bankrupt this whole colony just because you're too much of a coward to show who you actually were.
Are you so ashamed of who you are that you had to use guises to convince these people? Deirdrick, never good enough.
We shall see who is good enough in the end.
Was it supposed to be a threat?
What? No, that's... No, was the cosplaying
That
thing
sounded an
supposed
awful
to be a threat?
What?
She's so confused.
Time.
I think there are a few steps between the cosplaying thing and what you just said.
Alright, so she's gonna go deliberate with her team. And you see some of the Rosodians going back, looking at each other and whatnot.
We bring up the fact that she might be trying to groom that young man.
Can I, or rather can Gar,
Yeah.
attempt
To be fair,
listen
if we want to resolve that, we just bring up that he might be being groomed to his mother. She can deal with that part.
Actually, Slate, that's a fantastic idea. Never mess with a mother's ire. Especially one responsible for the entire food production of our colony.
I think close enough to where Gar might actually be able to hear what they're saying.
Or you can go right up to them and listen. They don't have security like you do. You can literally just walk up to them and go like, hey, what you talking about? And then they'll just look at
Do you have
I
the
mean-
extended precise hearing or the
He does,
precise
yeah.
smell?
I think it's both.
So if you got the extended precise hearing, you might not even need to get closer.
Yeah.
I don't think I do, actually.
What is your... Because your character is blind, right?
Correct.
Yes.
You've got touch. You can go right up and touch Deirdrick. Touch her as much as you want.
Yeah.
What are your precise senses?
Echolocation 60. Oh, my hearing is not precise.
Oh, you have
Echolocation
echolocation.
6.
Go ahead.
No, that was what I was going to say too.
Oh, sense 60, imprecise, and echolocation 60. Oh, echolocation 90. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Um,
You can sense the Angelo sisters fiddling with the coins in their pockets.
Yeah, if you're blind, hearing is a precise sense with a range of 90 feet under sensory
Ooh.
diversity.
Precise hearing to 90 feet is really good.
Yeah, you're beyond the bounds of the map, man. You hear the harmonics. You sense the harmonics of the satellite dishes. Vlaka, OP.
This might be a new thing. Like, this might be all my PCs from now on. So Gar is kind of like standing there, just not really interjecting anywhere, but he is definitely like laser focused on Diedrich, ears pointed in that direction.
She's fiddling with a concealed weapon, a laser pistol. It's common enough that you know the size and the shape of it too, so now you know she has 2 weapons.
Somebody's got an itchy trigger finger.
Which one of you wants to go tell his mother?
Ismith 11 comes forward.
Smith, I think you're perfect for this mission.
Is she?
I hand her a written note because I do not trust her to provide any useful information to this woman.
Okay.
Because it'll just be meeps.
Yep. So
Does
she's gonna-
Larry even speak Ismus Andorian? Like,
No, she does not speak Androphin. That's why I wrote a note.
okay, good.
Yep, she's
It,
gonna...
it was in common, right?
Alright.
Yes, the note is in common.
Good.
It's nice to give. It's nice to give Ismis something to do. She's, she could talk in common. I don't know why she doesn't. She certainly
no.
understands it. Oh,
This is getting out of hand. 2 moms now.
What? Excuse me, the man says?
One there.
Yep, that's my wife's
The
body
father?
double. Oh, yep, there too. I thought we weren't on the map. Okay.
Ah, that's too powerful.
I'm
She
sorry.
creates her own parents.
I'm sorry, I forgot they were down there. The map is very
Don't
big.
worry.
I don't have echolocation 90 feet. Yep, they're here.
would anyone like to break the news to her?
It might come off as political calculus if I did it. I think the...
It's late. You're the most straightforward. Why don't you tell her like it is?
She's taking advantage of your son.
Galeria's going to look at your shades and whatnot as you say this, and she just nods wordlessly. Then she's going to go over here, grab one of his antenna, and pull him away.
Youch.
I mean, that looks like it hurt, but at least you didn't pull a chunkla.
Hey, that's my campaign manager. What are you doing?
Saving him from a life insurance policy.
Now, Colony. We have heard the criticisms about potentially too small of a circle that makes decisions around here. And we have been in talks with the fine people who Deirdrick has put forward as potential administrators too. As you might see, they are right now standing by our side, and we are working forward to expanding the circle in which decisions are made. I have no idea why, but these talks about more cooperation have been rudely interrupted and nearly sabotaged, with what I suspect was an intention for us to get at each other's throat. But this did not succeed, and so we would be happy to put forward this new committee as the Extended Administration Committee.
So Dietrich says, you're basically stealing my ideas, what you're saying.
Sorry.
Excuse me, you have brought forward no ideas at all.
I've brought forward plenty of ideas and planning. I want to solidify this government and make sure people actually have jobs to come home to.
Oh yeah, so
Hear
that's
that?
right.
She has concepts of ideas.
Yeah, and
I'm sorry, it was too easy. I'm sorry. I apologize.
All right,
Yeah,
take a
and-
hero point.
Thank you.
Concepts.
Fucking. Nope, we don't need to get into it.
let's not forget about the wonderful ideas being put forward of releasing the fucking Scream again.
Take a look at my Kickstarter page. You'll see that I'm going to release a AAA game for just $20,000. That's all I need to. That's all I need to raise. Look at all the videos. It'll have MMO and multiplayer and everything.
What even is an MMO?
She's an idiot.
Seriously, what is an MMO?
It's
It's a
an,
thing.
it's an antiquated old system where people in a pre-social media era used to gather and communicate so that they could rejoice in communal nerd culture. And
We
then social
still
media
enjoy
came out.
EverQuest.
Joy, EverQuest is like 9,000 years old.
It has been peak since then.
Okay.
God.
Come on, Joy. It's all about RuneScape. We all know it.
As I am literally sitting here fishing on RuneScape right now.
Oh, shame.
I click and look at my screen every 4 minutes. That's it.
So at this point, the Rosonians and the people of your colony who were here previous to them, they're more entertained by what's happening with the back and forth now than they are actually, like really listening to the hardcore politics, because again, they're looking for answers, and at the same time, there's entertainment happening in front of them.
Seeing this gets a sadistic idea and walks up to the Angela sisters.
Yep.
Good afternoon, ladies. I have a question for you. This is a strange request, but as you can see, we live in strange times. As you know, Draken is recording at all times, so unfortunately, the instant of the back and forth with you and Deirdrick, the lovers' feud, was caught on camera.
Oh, and
Is
one of them blushes.
Yes, I apologize. We would not release it without any explicit permissions, but should the situation need be escalated, do I have your consent to release that footage?
All three of them agree, because not only are they helpful towards you, that they were honestly at peak subsystems, so they were looking for other stuff. So yes, they have no problem with that.
Three of you are wonderful as always. Keep up the good work. Well, if the people like entertainment, we can certainly give them some. I got the Angelos sisters to sign a release, and the incident that took place in our room can be shown.
All
We
right.
have the
Our
full permission.
Guard just kind of leans forward a little bit and he just kind of whispers, "You know, for an android, you're more of a charmer than I thought."
Oh, I want to see too.
I see no problem with this.
My God.
She's seen worse. She saw the, she clearly accessed the Balco clips, so, a little spat isn't going to do much.
Yeah, the dad isn't too happy about that.
Look, I forgot to put age restrictions on it.
Give, the hands up shrug,
Just like 18 only. We forgot the tag.
Who is even giving data pads to kids?
Look, when you have as many kids as we do, the dad says, and you want 5 minutes of peace and quiet, and he shows you his fingernails, which are painted. You do things for 5 minutes of quiet.
Those look great on you.
Thank you.
But Harrier will not comment further upon technology.
All right.
Do we
So-
release it or not? Well, no one answers. Release.
Oh, okay. All right, just like the button. Yes. Okay. So you put on the show for everyone. And the crowd is really riled up at this point because you just introduced romance and, stuff into this. That's just like now everyone wants in on the people who were like working and everything are stopping so they can just come and see the debate and whatnot. People are texting other people. It's just like, it's getting good. It's getting good. You got to come down here. I didn't know politics were this entertaining. Diedrich looks flushed, but there's more people here now.
That guard just gets increasingly agitated the more people show up because that's just more noise.
I think Harrier will direct that think at Diedrich, telepathically think at Diedrich. Hey, just give it up. They're very close to not caring about politics at all anymore.
Can she respond, or does she just take the message?
I don't think she can.
I think it's just one way
It's
telepathy.
unidirectional.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, she's gonna busy herself with some index cards and whatnot as she continues conversing with the others, trying to formulate something. It looks like she's really on the defensive today. Like, the scope of the campaign has changed from what it was yesterday.
Yeah. And while we're at it, Harrier will also think at Namila and just ask status. And he can think back.
Yep, he's gonna think back and say, at your command.
Anything happened that was, of note?
And he will mentally shake his head, not actually shake his head, but give you the impression not yet. It looks like she's going to go back to the bar to drown her sorrows for the day and make a last-ditch effort on day 3 from what's happening right now.
Wonderful. Just continue as you would normally. I'm nearly doubting that your services will be required. Thank you very much.
A shame. I was looking forward to showing you my true abilities.
I'm very much looking forward to the day where it will be needed. But one does not waste a good drink. If you get my drift.
And he'll mentally chuckle.
Wonderful.
Yep, Dietrich's just going to continue showing off the spaceport and how great it's going to be and how much money and jobs it's going to make. Anything else?
And completely overtax our system.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. You might want to bring that up.
Do people currently still look like they would be receptive to anything?
She is utterly convinced that a spaceport is what you need because they tend to generate the most income in colonies and provide trade and other things that, you know, like you guys don't happen to have right now. Basically, she's thinking way far ahead. She's trying to look better by comparison in a way that, you know, like if we had this, it would be better.
Yeah.
So, sorry, go ahead.
You could mention how is she going to pay for it and where is she getting her current funding, as we do know the answer. What were you saying, Kuzan?
Kuzan's just kind of got his arms folded across his chest. He's probably not allowed to get within, like, outside of arm's reach of Patch just in case he
Oh no.
crashes out. But he still just kind of like glaring at Diedrich from like across the courtyard. He's just like, how's she bringing people here without like keeping the ones here safe? Doesn't make any sense.
That's a good question. Another lore, please. Sports lore, perhaps?
Let's see how this works out.
All right.
Dogs can play basketball.
Now
She can defend the community.
you will see the most amazing feat of mental gymnastics from a DM that you have never seen before as sports lore. Oh, thank God it's a failure.
Can I hear? No.
You can hero point.
You know what? I'm gonna hero point it just for the sake of amusement.
Okay.
If it will let me. I don't think it'll let me.
Did you give yourself a hero point?
Yes. Well, I'll just roll it again and manually.
It gave me the option. So, yes. So you understand this, especially when it comes to trading players, when certain players become too expensive and they come back out on the market. She's probably getting funding from another city, which is the most common thing when someone wins the Super Bowl for Brutaris players. I don't know what their thing is called, but the Super Bowl and whatnot. And that person wants $20 million without any sort of sponsorship or thing like that. And they just become way too expensive for a team to keep. More than likely, she has communicated with one of the other colonies and is receiving direct funds from them in the same way that a player would be traded on this system. She's trading favors, or players. In Kuzan's
You see that light bulb go off in Kuzan's brain? You
But
can
the light
probably
bulb-
hear it.
The light bulb can go on for real outside the brain.
Oh, God, it certainly can, because Solarian. You know, I think that spaceport is for somebody else.
Oh, there you go. Hero point for you, sir.
She's a trading trader. I understand.
You want to know who the spaceport is for? I need another lore.
See if I am capable of understanding who on this planet with proper funding and equipment could help build this thing.
One
Is
moment.
that suitable?
Yes, it is. But one moment before you do, Crash is the only one who hasn't rolled yet. Perhaps we should give him a chance.
For the spaceport, I'm going to go with drift lore for who would best make use of it effectively.
Every merchant uses the drift. Good call. Fail by 2. It's on the tip of your tongue because they're in every system, no matter where you are. Oh, darn it. You keep saying the same thing over and over in your mind again, and you know the answer because they're everywhere. They're like insects. Whenever there's food, there's always these creatures. Kind of like that at a picnic.
Attempt. I don't know, man. I got a hero point, though, for my joke, so we'll use it.
Okay.
There you go. That should be a crit.
Succeeded. Yep, critically succeeded. She's in contact with free captains. You know what a free captain is, don't you? I think they're called space pirates. They got lots of money, and for something out in the vast like this, with the form of government that they like, that's in its infancy, oh boy, what they would get if they could make port here, not only getting their repairs done, but none of the Aslanti would bother them, the Pact Worlds wouldn't bother them, the Veskarium wouldn't bother them, they'd have access to drift highways, and they can make a barricade here to, enforce certain tariffs and taxes as people came and went into a pirate port.
Much bigger problems.
And I pass along all of the information covertly to our crew. I, for now, leave out Gar, Steve, Patch, and Joy.
Okay.
Do with that
No.
information what you will, but these are who we're getting in bed with.
Oh.
The planet will be eternally indebted.
Now, a spaceport sounds like a wonderful idea. But, has anybody in this colony ever slept in a spaceport? Or eaten in a spaceport?
They all just kind of look around them, and you see maybe 2 or 3 hands go up.
How was it?
And they look at you, and they have this expression on their face of revile, which just like, yeah, the pod hotel was better.
Now, as we all might suspect, a spaceport isn't the best accommodations for long-term stay. But if the plans of Deirdre go ahead with what do we have, with the resources we can take and use, we will be living in a spaceport lobby, and then a spaceport terminal, and then some spaceport gangways for at least 2 years. Our current budget is way out of scope.
And all that to invite some spobos.
What?
Space hobos. Space hobos.
Yes.
That's what the free captains are. Spobos.
Spobos. Oh, they won't like being called that. Yeah. So Dietrich says, like, investors, not spobos, investors.
Now, yes, we have heard of investors who do not really think that private property is really a thing they need to respect. But they are very much in favor of tariffing the hell out of anything that would be going on, and especially in and out of the colony, and any other colonies.
He's selling you down the river for short-term gain. The free captains will bleed this colony dry, and all of you will be under the heel. of a piratic order.
Now, if you ever wanted to leave our colony as we envision it, there is just the hardships of travel back to the core worlds. But if Deirdrick gets what she is planning, well, leaving might not be as easy because you might be considered in leagues with pirates.
Tarnation! They'll take all the mineral resources, he says, coming back to your side. That's the extent of my personality.
And you think there will be a single clean or available bathroom in the entire colony when it's swarming with pirates? And I'm like aiming that at our botanist.
It's like, I can't rotate for some reason. Yeah. I was gonna rotate her towards you. I can't rotate her token. I can rotate the others. I don't know what happened with her. Yeah, but she definitely has that look of concern on her face. It's just like, no bathrooms.
Have you seen public bathrooms? Oh, the horrors that the pirates will do.
Yeah, she definitely looks on the fence now, but you got the geologist.
Perfect.
Does anyone else have anything they'd like to add for today?
No. We don't need to go as far as to make the numbers look like an election on the Vescarium planets.
Election? In the Vescarium? As Kuzan just thinks to himself, going like, what the hell is an election? What have we been doing all this time?
Kuzan looks very confused. Like, election? What?
When is the Emperor going to be crowned?
I mean, it's a turn of race. Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, Diedrich sweat it now. She's got her fingers over something else, Gar. You now know that she has a commercial knife on her. She fidgets. It's a very common make. You've probably felt them before. I mean, everyone has certain ones like this. This is just like the kind you buy at the store.
The guard's gonna walk over to Diedrich.
Uh-huh.
Not particularly loud about it. Kind of lean over and he says, "You seem nervous."
Wouldn't you be? I mean, this is going to decide the rest of my life. I need your counsel more than ever now, Gar. Come back to me. Your stories were always a great comfort.
First off, I was never yours to begin with. Let's just get that out of the way. Second, your life was decided before you even made this decision. Probably before I even got here.
What do you mean?
You seem to be willing to do a lot for ambition.
The difference between strength and power is ambition.
You say so, but the little toys you got hidden there aren't gonna help.
They're only for defense. I can't help fidgeting my hands.
What do you think you're defending against?
I don't know.
Yep.
I've heard a lot of things from the ring. I've heard a lot of things from the communicators. Outright attempts against my life. It's not paranoia when people are out to kill you.
Seems like your biggest problem is you. You should work on that.
There'll be plenty of time to work on it when I am administrator. And you will work for me at that point.
Just kind of openly laughs and kind of stands straight up, turns to walk back over, and he looks over his shoulder at her.
Yeah.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
You're blind. Why would you do that? She looks confused.
Doesn't really take sight to see right through you, lady.
Damn.
Why you small? You not small. There we go. Really wish it let me fix that on the prototype token within the thing. All right, so you've pretty much undressed this woman and seen everything she has. Plus, you exposed her plans. You know who her investor is. There's certainly a lot of damning evidence, but at the same time, nothing she's done is, like, illegal in the vast. She's really pushing the envelope.
I think it could be violation of the contract, though, with the pharmaceutical company.
Ooh, that's a good point. If only someone had legal lore.
If only.
Question for you, Gar. We have found out that she's skimming off the top, stealing from everyone's paychecks. She was in charge of payroll. Could you present this as an argument to the entire colony while they are here, and have her justify why they're making less money and she didn't tell them?
Wait, you put her in charge of payroll? Why?
I did not. This is something she apparently volunteered for on Triaxis. This plan of hers has been in motion for a long time.
Now, we can absolutely provide you with a data pad full of company policy, if that would help. You could maybe do that tomorrow if today is too short of a notice for that.
Nah, I think I could swing that.
Yeah, I treat company policy like jazz sometimes too.
You might want to keep an eye on her, though. Seems kind of desperate. I mean, more desperate.
Oh, there are more eyes on her than you would imagine.
You want Patch to go stand by her, pretend to be on side.
Oh, don't worry about it. We got things covered.
I can hold little rat.
One arm for
I
Kuzan.
don't think she likes that.
One arm for Kuzan, one arm for Dietrich. Now kiss.
Kuzman's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure she doesn't like that. We've had that argument already.
It would set her off. You know it will set her off. And you know she's emotional.
Why don't we see what happens through this provocation? We have the most eyes on this that we'll probably have, considering the drama and intrigue that went on today.
It's really tense, and it's not just the music, too.
Well, it's the fate of our colony here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Diedrich is going to go get a drink at the cantina. I think she can't do anything else today.
Then it looks like we're saving our comments about what's happening with their money for.
Gar will absolutely look into where all this money is coming from and going the whole paper trail.
Okay. You don't need a legal lore this time, because you've already succeeded, and you've gotten all the information from everyone else. It got to the point where all of you have collaborated together. It's not just the Free Captains. The Aspis Consortium is also contributing for this spaceport. It seems they want your colony to be overridden by pirates. You remember your young friend who kicked the door down, right? Diedrich saw opportunity in her.
Yeah,
That makes sense, right? That tracks? I'm not leaping?
yeah. It tracks, but it shows Dietrich's hand or capabilities.
I commend her for being such a proficient schemer. This plan she's enacted, the people she's coerced into it, it is rather impressive.
A compliment?
I can compliment an enemy.
Yeah, I don't have much more for the day. I think we have learned a whole lot.
Do you want to go back to the administration building, or do you want to go to the bar where Diedrich is?
That is an excellent question.
Axiom does not drink, so he does not care.
I think Harrier would think of the optics of her being there. It would look like being an instigator.
They really like that Spobo comment.
Gar just kind of like looks in everybody else's direction, looks back towards where Diedrich went, and then back at everybody else. It's like, well, I can do paperwork, or I can tail her, I guess. Can't do both.
Where did you go? Cantina? No, that's security station.
Oop.
That's music-y. Didn't expect that.
Oh.
So this is another Mishka map. He does an excellent job. I have one person. I have two people. I have 3 people. I have the 4 people. And do I have the right people?
No, Axiom wouldn't be here, but Patch would come.
Okay. All right. No, Draken,
Yeah.
go home.
Yeah, similar with Harrier, probably Joy would be here.
Okay.
The optics of Axiom being here, he does not want. So
mean, Kuzan would absolutely be here, regardless of whether it was Diedrich or not.
Is this our Arby's?
This is not. You don't have the restaurants yet. This is literally built into one of the things that was meant to be a house. Someone repurposed it in order to do a proper cantina. So you have a watering hole from the get-go because, you know, people like to drink. And you wouldn't have restaurants to begin with and stuff.
I feel like Slate and Kuzan just go out drinking together on principle. Just
Okay, so you guys have been here before in the last 4 months.
Beer is new. I like beer.
We will get shit-faced on a mixture of absinthe and energy drinks.
Well,
We call those star shots.
you see Diedrich with the young man again. Oh, one moment, please. I'm sorry for that. Someone knocked on the door. I had to respond.
oh, you're all right.
So, from what you can see with the dispensers and whatnot, it's very much a self-serve sort of thing here. There's no real bartender on duty. So, you're free to go to the back of the bar and whatnot and get what you need. And you see the till and everything for regular people, but you're not regular people. You're the administrators. You don't pay for your own drinks.
Yet does not have money. Slate, Kuzan, you pay.
And he grabs a drink and doesn't ask and goes sits down.
The chair, so small, it starts to bend under him.
Decides to sit on the table instead.
Okay, that does work, yes.
I think Kuzan, when he comes here, he knows he doesn't have to pay for anything, but he does anyway.
Kuzan will... no, sorry. Joy will absolutely take Kuzan's paying of stuff for him taking care of their tab. And just grab one.
And also sit at table.
No, float at table.
Okay.
Upside down.
Yep. So, teenager's going to nod at Diedrich, and then he's going to leave. With his dad watching the entire time. And from what you can see, it's pretty excited around here. Like, everyone's discussing what happened today and whatnot, what happened last night. And they don't really have any answers still, so they're trying to make up theories about what could potentially happen. And they're trying to, basically, the thing that's going around right now is that the space pirates are responsible for everything. And not only are they trying to take over the colony, that they're trying to make their pharmaceutical company into some sort of drug-running enterprise for illicit narcotics. That's the best theory, anyway, that's going around right now.
Diedrich reacting to that rumor.
She is looking at all her spaceport concepts, going like, oh, where did I go wrong? I had pictures.
Concepts of plans, you say?
The Kickstarter was so successful.
So I think Kuzan is gonna get like a couple of drinks in. He's gonna go over to Diedrich.
Okay, yeah. There's a free
Completely
seat.
unprompted.
Yeah. What do you do?
I don't think he's gonna sit down.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, before he does that, he's going to bring her a drink.
Yeah. Slate went back to the dance portion of the bar and whatnot, where the Angelo sisters are just kind of like cheering on a guy on stage.
Say dance, Slate. I show you traditional bear mating dance.
Oh no.
Okay, I gotta see this.
It's just like, and one of the Angelo sisters goes like, "What are you doing, you coat rack?" as you go on stage.
Start dancing as if I'm like rubbing my back against a tree and standing up and making loud growling noises.
There you
Oh
go.
my goodness.
Yeah. You do not know how far in advance I have prepared for things.
This
Antlers-
dance worked better when I was not standing upright.
Antlers are just scraping across the ceiling because of the elevation from the stage.
Yeah, I got
Valgradi-
nothing else going on. I'm gonna just stay in here.
Okay. Valgradia is going to look over to Slate and say, like, "Hey, it's just like, you come by so often, but you never sit down with us. How are you doing? How's the campaign going?"
Yeah, seems to be doing well so far.
I'm surprised you just didn't, declare it debunked. You guys are really giving her a chance here.
Yeah, give her a chance to give her enough rope.
Well, whatever the reason, you guys have a lot of heart, and I appreciate that. Anyone else out here in the vast, they would have dug a hole and they wouldn't have asked questions. It really shows credence to what kind of people you are. And I'm glad to have you guys as our administrators. You can count on me for my vote, she says.
That is very kind of you. Thank you.
So tell me about yourself, she says, putting a drink in front of you. You keep referencing some bugs and whatnot. Did you mean the swarm, or...?
Nah, I used to be a combat miner. Had a long tour on a world that had a lot of bugs in it. Not
Well-
really intelligent ones, just bugs.
Well, I hope you're not bored here. I mean, with your current position and everything, you seem like the most handy in a fight, from what I can tell of the others.
Nah, I've been doing all right here. There's been, the things that have come up have not been ideal, but they've given me a chance to blow off some steam.
She will continue to make small talk with you as her sisters jeer her from the other table. Also, the sound of scraping on the ceiling.
Slate will pull out a small, strange hollow projector from his pocket so he can throw, quote-unquote, cash at Patch while he's dancing.
Oh, God!
Am I doing good job?
You're doing great, buddy.
Thalia begins to say, "Thunder Thighs, slow it down a little bit. The pace is all wrong."
Teach me then.
Alright, she's gonna come up on stage too. As Labandu begins cheering. Well, she tries to do it too, but she can't do it as well as you. Also, she's stuck. Now she's unstuck. There we go. Yeah. The two of you begin tearing up the dance stage. Literally, it's tearing up. It's in pieces. Yeah, Slate is just...
They hit its harmonic frequency.
Ah, yes, the plate of percussion maintenance is being hit. It is a very good thing Gar did not come here.
Noise.
I mean, considering Gar's hearing, he might be able to hear it clear across the colony.
Why does it sound like antlers on a chalkboard? Oh my god!
He might have to watch the recording of this on mute.
So, Joy, before I go over to Kuzan, is there anything that you would like to do or talk to specifically?
I think Joy would mostly float around the room and just some small talk to, honestly, probably Usunth and Riz mostly, but he might also float a little bit into the wall at times because, you know, refills.
Yes. Oh no.
Well,
Why, hello there, Reese says, looking at Joy and whatnot. I haven't seen such an ancestry since I was on Akaton doing my engineering training.
oh, we are not as rare as we seem. We are here.
Did you clear out of the planet once the first ones returned after the ship crashed?
We might be too drunk to catch your drift.
And she chuckles. I get it, yes. As Ismith 11 begins poking your cerebral lobe.
Joy will absolutely ask Ismith in Enrafan. I honestly have no idea what the fuck she's talking about, help.
Holy crap, you can understand me?
Do I look stupid?
No, it's just that no one else can understand me except for Axiom.
That's weird.
Yep, so these three begin making small talk and whatnot, mainly talking about Axiom and the crashed starship, trying to, talk to Joy about the strange creatures that began flooding its surface and whatnot, and if he was one of the evacuees from Akaton recently.
And Joy will be slightly incoherent in the topics he brings up at any point a question is asked. The coordination between the four brain lobes isn't helped by all that, what he's drinking. But what they are drinking.
Alright, if there's nothing else, it looks like Kuzan's gonna speak directly to Diedrich.
Yep, so he walks up, drink in each hand.
Mm-hmm.
You look like you could use one of these.
I don't think a drink is going to wash away what happened today.
Probably not.
If I can just tough it out a little bit more, salvation will come on day 3.
You sound certain.
Absolutely. I had allies that were going to be here in the interim, but it seems they've had other plans. I can't really fault them for getting better offers.
He turns, looks across the bar at Patch and Joy. What, you mean them?
Well, yes. Or did you?
Yeah, well, what?
Did you think I meant my investors?
And a little of column A, a little of column B. Can't say your investors are in the best public light right now.
It doesn't matter if they're in the best public light or not. We're out here in the vast. Anything goes. The money is money. Money talks, and bear shit walks.
Anything goes, huh? Are you sure you're prepared for what exactly that means?
Oh dear God! No, I gotta stop. Oh, okay, there we go.
Uh-oh. What just happened?
I'm sorry, I have to stop the dancing.
Getting more beer.
Okay. I'm sorry, continue.
You said anything goes, huh?
Well, yes.
You sure you're prepared for what that means?
No, look at my plan. I have a spaceport.
You want a spaceport. You don't have anything.
I have the plans for a spaceport. I have the money for a spaceport. I have the support for a spaceport. That's basically a spaceport.
If you're so certain, why do you seem so nervous?
Because anything could happen. My life
Exactly. You haven't won anything yet.
No, I haven't. But I have to show that I am capable.
Is that what this is? You being capable?
I have to make
Is that
some-
all this has ever been for you?
It's been a large part of it, yes. Does that surprise you?
I'm not surprised. Just disappointed.
Well, disappointment, like that drink, will be gone before the night is over. And then we'll be starting again.
Alright. I thought I'd come over here and give you an opportunity to at least try to come to your senses.
Well, make your
We
offer,
do
then.
accept, offer. Are we discussing terms of your surrender at this point?
That depends on what you're offering. I didn't stay in the game this long to know if I'm in or out. And I've put all in. If you want me out of the game, you have to make me an offer at this point. And like you said, anything could happen.
Kuzan looks thoughtful at that. And it's kind of like looks her dead in the eyes and he says, not really sure you're in a position to make demands.
I could say the same about you.
Kuzan smirks a little bit at that. That Vesk grin with a little bit too many teeth.
Yes.
People around me know me well enough to know how I respond to challenges.
Yes, well.
Not every fight is going to be with a gun or a sword. But just because I don't want to fight you doesn't mean I won't.
I'm willing to accept a duel for administration of this planet. This colony.
Technically, that fight's already started, though, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. It's just up to you whether or not it's going to be a physical fight or a battle of wills. We're 2 out of 3 days now. The third day is going to determine everything. Winner take all.
Well, after last night, and he whispers this part. You kind of decided you didn't really want a physical fight.
It's not in my nature. However, if that's what it comes down to, I'm willing to do what it takes.
Yeah, if you say so. Takes a very long swig of his drink.
Yes. I assume you just poured into your open mouth because not really lips?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, if you ever want to wave that white flag, you know where I'm at.
It'll be waved
I
as soon as
suggest
I
you-
hear your offer. After all, my assets could become your assets.
Again, Kuzan looks over at Joy and then back at Dietrich. Well, technically, that's already started happening too.
And are you not pleased with who I selected? Remember, they were my choice.
I think Kuzan just has to stop and think about that for a minute. He's like, huh.
We are
Well,
at the point now where even Axiom has complimented my schemes. Surely that is worth something to you as well. I'm a resource. I've always been a resource, and I've learned to be the best possible resource. I'm underutilized. There's no fighting that.
and after that stunt you pulled last night, you actually think you're worth keeping around because of what?
You seek to judge me harshly because of the consequences of your actions. I expose the truth. People wanted answers. People got their answers. It didn't happen in the best way possible, but it happened.
There's a moment where Kuzan tenses up, and it's very obvious in the way that he grips this, like, is it like a glass or...
It could be like a metal mug or something, like from Star Wars. Possibly glass?
Yeah, if it's glass, he probably grips it hard enough for like a very audible crack to form in it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know something that I've learned in like the last month or two?
Well, if the wisdom is free, I'd be a fool not to listen. Tell me.
Sometimes you have to know whether or not the truth is worth telling.
It's always worth telling, she says, getting a little emotional. How could you think
You know
it's
what?
not?
I used to think that too. But some of us have to be smart enough to know whether the truth is going to be clarifying or a burden to other people. And I think killing people is kind of a burden.
And she has no response to that one. I just don't want Balco to have died for nothing. It seems like he was forgotten about. We made a monument to the Angelos sisters, but there was no monument to Balco. That's one of the things that hurt the most.
If it was that important to you, why didn't you build one?
Me? What could I have done as one woman?
What you done as one woman so far? You're more influential than you think.
And she, nods and says, thank you, Potato Chip. Or Patch.
I walk over and I pick her up by the scruff of her neck.
Ah! No!
You're the one that gave me the name Patch, and you disrespect me, call me another name.
That's...
Not even have the decency to get what you call me right.
Guys,
Maybe Patch not good fit for me. I denounce name.
And I drop her.
I'm very high off the ground. She just plops back into the chair. Oh, and she looks all disheveled. Her makeup is all over the place.
Kuzan just watches this, and there's a second where he thinks, maybe I should intervene? But he doesn't.
Yeah, her hair or her fur is all tasseled, her clothes are all ruffled, her makeup's all over the place now. She's all just kind of disshuffled and poured into the chair.
That woman give me name after Xeno druids uplift me. Then she call me Potato Chip. Forget name she gave to Patch. This is no longer my name, Slate.
Patch looks very sad.
It is at this moment Slate considers naming Patch after his old dog.
Oh no.
I mean, Bosco's not a bad name.
We'll workshop it.
Well, you, enjoy the rest of your afternoon, I guess.
Gravity hurts.
Yes, it does. Gonna
Completely unaware of any battle of wits that are going on right now, Joy will float over to this little open spot right here and will exclaim, "We have a party trick that requires all your attention!" And without further warning, still upside down, Brainiac is waving his hands a little bit. A tree appears upside down right there. It glitches out for a second, rotates 180 degrees so it's right side up in like half a second, falls over and falls through the floor.
Okay.
The fuck was that?
Okay.
3!
At this point, people are coming over to say,
Do you require a secondary tree from us?
yeah, that they're cheering you on, going like, yeah, if a tree falls in a bar, does it make a sound?
3!
Where are they getting these trees from?
They disappear from the forest and reappear again, probably.
That contemplative must know how Jin.
Tree!
So yeah, you have your little thing at the bar. Are you ready to begin day 3, or do you want to head back to Gar and see what else he's found? Possibly more. Or possibly more questions.
I think Axiom would have been doing anything he could to assist Gar in getting whatever legal information he needs.
Okay.
Harrier would be very much in the same boat with that.
Alright, so let's get the correct actors out here. And you children are at the bar having fun. It's homework time. You freaking kidding me, this token. I swear to God, I did make your token correctly. Iron, I did.
It's probably you edited the one on the scene and not the actual token.
Yeah, I tend to do that.
I've done it so many times and then get pissed off that I pull it back onto another scene and none of the changes I made are there.
Yep. And now I have to make him a big boy. Because, God forbid, I'd be able to do this step inside the thing. Apologies.
Oh no, you're fine.
And Steve, because Steve... So, Gar is poring over these documents. Axiom and Hari are helping. What is Steve doing?
Napping.
Okay.
Feet up on the desk.
Yeah, he's going to be fresh for the election. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So, the spaceport is a symptom of a bigger problem. The Free Captains want control. The Aspis Consortium wants basically a space elevator, a spaceport, and a space station. In order to do that, they need to dismantle your colony to take all the resources. They want it now, within the next year. If they're able to dismantle the colony and take everything of value, they stand a chance with their own assets to get the plan off the ground. The question is, who in the Aspis Consortium is doing this? Is there a traitor in your Oh, sorry, go ahead.
All of them, they're all scheming money grubbers.
Even the young lady you met who kicked your door?
Disrespectful.
Oh, okay. So, it's unknown at this point whether or not you have a spy for the Aspis Consortium in the colony itself, or Diedrich was that spy, but someone has been feeding them information. They know exactly how much money you have. You kind of get the impression that it wasn't Diedrich, because she wants to keep control of the colony, but you're not entirely sure just yet. Also, you don't know which Free Captain has engineered this, or even if there are pirates in your colony right now. You took a look out there for 2 days now. Anyone in the audience could be dressed up as a normal person, a normal Rasuvian, or one of your colony members, and be a pirate. It's kind of paranoid.
Do we know that Steve is Astrazone?
He has not revealed it.
Okay. I had an idea, but if we don't know, we cannot use it.
It's also why he went into another room to turn into the drone to get out through the ventilation.
I was about
Yeah.
to bring that up, yeah. So, Gar is poring over these things, Axiom poring over these things, Haria poring over these things, Steve is napping, and the three of you run into the same problem over and over again of What is here that they want so badly? Is it something at the other colony? Is it something at your colony? What prompted this plan 4 months into New Harmony? Especially when the Aspis Consortium is, like, the sort that doesn't really hide the fact that they're shoveling money into things.
At any mention about worrying about there being someone working for the free captains in the colony, Steve will mutter in his sleep, "Talk like a pirate, Day."
Oh, is it new holiday time? We can mark it on the calendar for this month.
Piss off the pirates, mock them, they'll show themselves.
I would assume that
the easiest assumption here is that Deirdrick is a cultist, or is working for them in some capacity. I'd imagine the increased interest is from the spire we found. It's the only logical thing. Her continued blundering and getting the signal out could very easily be
Yeah,
a
who was it?
possibility.
Who was it again who offered to take the spire off our hands by dismantling it? I think it was the Aspis Consortium.
I also think it was the Aspis Consortium.
The DM also thinks it was the Aspis Consortium, and it was that girl that kicked your door.
Man, if only we knew.
Would you like her to kick down the door now?
Only if
I'm
she's in a
unsure
body
she would
bag.
survive.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's mean. Very mean.
We are very paranoid at the moment.
Hey, we're lucky that like we didn't kill her. I mean, she's lucky we didn't just kill her.
I mean,
This could have been over 2 days ago.
It could have.
Slate came close.
Is Slate's policy the best policy?
Might be.
Hmm.
So does Gar know about like the meetings with like the Starfinders and the Aspis Corporation and all that?
At this point, we would clue you in, I'm sure.
Yeah, Harry would share that if in the whole process, probably. Yeah.
At which point Gar would probably just be like, so she made an offer, you turned it down, and this started happening. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm heavily doubting she's far up enough on the totem pole to enact anything on her own behalf.
That's a good point. Diedrich wasn't far up on the totem pole either. Maybe they saw, like some sort of camaraderie.
Only thing more dangerous than an intern is 2 interns.
Yeah, I'm not sure you're getting the whole dynamic here. Deirdrick wasn't an intern. They were basically one of the closest things you could be to an administrator without being with.
I don't know. And looking at all this access she has, she might as well have been an administrator.
How'd she get that access, I wonder?
I think Gar is like thinking the exact same question.
Someone made a Biker Mice from Mars reference. I must look at it. Yes.
Would it be possible for me to try and find where all this administrator access came from?
Of course, it was the communications console.
Is it still currently smashed all to hell?
I'm afraid so. You've been repairing it, but it's a long-term process. It will be repaired by the end of the month.
Okay. Can that information be accessed anywhere else?
Oh, yes, definitely. From someone like Axiom or Joy, yes. And you know that there is someone else in the colony who could also potentially access it at all times.
Would that be our advisor?
No, no, it is not.
No.
The engineer and the technomancer are the only ones. There's a third. Bramble has to be coy.
Okay.
Ismuth.
Me. She shakes her head, going back beneath the desk behind Haria, who's also at the bar at the same time. It's not Ismith 11. It's someone Kuzan has talked to in the last couple of days when he said, like, you should do some good with your life.
Yes, I was thinking about them during the beginning of day 2.
So remember when I told Nictorak when you asked me, and I said, I'm going to be honest with you. The Technomancer did it. I didn't say which Technomancer.
Wait.
So I'm thinking Gar is like having these thoughts and he realizes that he's never talked to this person yet.
Wasn't the Viscarium lady a Technomancer?
It was the Dampier.
The Damp? Oh, that one. Oh,
Yes.
Yes,
oh. Why did I think of...
And she even mentioned, yes, I've already had a conversation when we mentioned the cultists, so...
I had to give you a breadcrumb.
Look, I'm at the point where I'm incredibly annoyed. I'm totally fine with releasing this giant file that would make her look terrible. I'm also fine with taking her out. I am also fine with going forward and winning this politically. Whatever it is, I want it done. I'm tired of this woman. She has been nothing but a pain and a nuisance and a burden for the last week.
And that's been known to everyone in your colony, hasn't it? Almost like someone's setting her up for that fall. That's guaranteed.
It's okay. I don't care. She'll die anyway.
Okay.
That's what matters.
Okay.
I mean, I think
We're drawing it out. We're really toying with our prey here.
Axiom's just tired of the games. Like, just getting, come out in the open, say what you're gonna do. You want to do a hostile takeover, fucking come at me. That's sort of where he's at the moment.
Yeah, I think Gar's just entirely too used to manipulators. So he's just like, this is just kind of standard operating procedure for him.
Well,
He doesn't like it.
Well, since you say that, Gar, you don't think she's the one pulling the real strings.
Oh, Gar never thought that she had that much power.
Yeah. So let's explore that idea now that we know that your character has some experience with manipulation and whatnot. Isn't it much better to waste all your resources and attention on someone who isn't even a threat? That way, when the guard is let down, the real problem can strike?
I mean, I'd go as far as to say Gar's probably done that to lure out people before.
Oh, okay. So let's say you set a trap and you've got everyone's attention on this woman. The woman takes the fall. Everyone sees that the administrators are in power. No one questions them ever again. But something doesn't get wrapped up at the end, and it's completely overlooked in that moment of victory. To the point where even Axiom just said it himself. I don't care. I just want her, to lose or to die or things like that. So now you've gotten them so worked up on the one thing that they want that they've overlooked the thing that you're going to take.
Art just looks kind of twitchy as he thinks about this, and he's just kind of grumbling to himself. Yeah, we're missing something.
I looked
In
at
what
Steve's
dimension?
I looked at Steve's lore. I tried to help. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
I know, but girl, in what capacity do you think we are missing something? Like, does Didrik have something in her hand still?
Can't explain it, but with everything going on, don't you think it's a little convenient for everything to be pointing at one person?
She's a pawn in a bigger game. It doesn't mean that we don't need to stop her, though.
Seems kind of dangerous to capture a pawn where you don't know where the other pieces on the board are.
So you're saying never stop an enemy while they're kicking themselves in their ass. Let her win?
now,
Lead us to what's really going on.
Oh God, it's brilliant.
And then we take control when we prove that her leadership capabilities were never up to snuff and she was going to betray the entire colony.
Think
Play into
somebody's.
her hubris.
now the point about
Oh, my bad.
where the other pieces on the board are. Do we have any remote surveillance of the obelisk? Or the monolith?
You do not have remote surveillance, but you have taken a lot of video, plus you have the cultist video. So you know at least one other group has been out there doing surveillance. Plus you know the asbestos, asbestos? No. Aspis Consortium, there we go. Aspis Consortium has sent someone out there too, to actually, confirm what, was said.
Do we actually know if it is still there? That is the point.
I would say yes.
Because our
The
attention...
energy beam came from there last night.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if somebody were to fixate our attention on one specific hex for an amount of time, political drama would be apt at that.
All I'm saying is somebody wants all your attention focused on this woman. Who benefits from that?
The Aspis, the Free Captains, the Xeno Druids, the Starfinders, and anyone else who wishes to occupy our land. The list is quite long.
Well, we've got a day to narrow it down then, don't we?
Sadistically enough, it could be our own patron who is setting up a trial for.
Oh, that's a good point.
Axiom, I'm amazed on how you interpreted it, narrowing the groups that could be it. But I'm honestly not thinking our patron has taken on the whole month thinking of here and back again just for fucking with us.
Our first meeting with her was a test. Why couldn't this?
Yeah. But
Just a possibility. I'm not making any accusations.
yeah, but it should be next week. Her representative should be arriving in Triaxis and deliver the flowers. So I don't think it would be an opportune time for more shenanigans of her.
I do the little thing where you knock someone's feet off of the desk while they're sleeping. So their chair like rocks and they need to stable themselves.
You've been awfully quiet here, Steve. What is it that you can provide to help us in this endeavor?
Wet work?
Can you be an attractive young man? Because I think that's the only wet work that's going to work around here.
Is this man coming on to you?
Steve looks particularly startled at the question.
I think that's the only thing that's going to fix this situation. Killing her will to provide any additional information. But maybe she's willing to slip a bit of information given the right motivations.
I think he's saying you need to put the moves on her.
Well, I'm not willing to be that much of a party pooper, but that sounds a little bit unethical and also impractical. Like, a whole disguise.
Also, her current apparent target for that is potentially a minor. And
yes,
that makes it a whole lot more problematic for me to do
Yes,
that.
it certainly does.
So, now that we know that, we shall eliminate that completely. Because I do not wish to make anyone uncomfortable. Sometimes ideas don't work. Who else is she interested in, though? Who came over to have coffee?
Definitely not. I mean, okay, he just had a conversation. Fuck anything up, I will kill you. So, I mean, that's how I took the conversation with her.
I mean, I'd like to think Kuzan was more diplomatic than that, but he is a vet, so it could easily be interpreted that way.
It was the height of romance for Vesk.
Okay.
Did we just write our colony's first trashy Vesk romance novel? Is that what this is?
Potentially.
Yeah. Whatever it is, I want to make it happen.
Okay.
Because we have spent a lot of time deliberating what we can do. Why don't we just see what she has in store for tomorrow?
Yeah.
But I would like to direct scouting parties, if at all possible, to go out toward the obelisk and have 2 Corps and his military police not at the rally, but in other key strategic positions around our colony.
That can be done.
If they're wanting to put a vote in, we can make a mail-in system for that all.
You will find out almost immediately that there is something happening at the spire. There are tents. There are people camping out there now. Transients.
Observe and report and do not engage.
That is my response.
Okay.
Because I am sure our 1 or 2 scouts I do not want getting killed.
You're one scout. You're only scout.
1 scout.
That you saved, by the way.
Yeah. Don't want them getting killed. It's our little undead friend.
Mhm.
You found out a lot of stuff, guys. I mean, I think you have nearly everything on Diedrich. You might even have more than Diedrich actually knows or is aware of at this point. Are you going to make a move on day 2? Otherwise, I have to bring us over to day 3.
I mean,
A move?
short of breaking into her house, like,
That can be arranged.
More so, I don't like the optics of that for our administrators. I would rather win this cleanly, and last resort is violence, personally. But I am down for taking.
I mean,
swift
Gar would suggest larceny, not violence.
I mean,
But
we can
Gar is
always.
also like, this is the vast. Morals are iffy.
We can just get our sanitation expert to go in and just take care of the problem.
He's still
It's an
wondering.
accident.
He's still wondering why you haven't. He's just like, well, they came to me and said they wanted her taken care of, but then they teased me for 2 days.
At this point, focusing our attention on the real threat, I think, is more important. And I presently just consider Deirdre a nuisance. Yeah. You know, and Patch will turn her into fertilizer if necessary.
Potato chips.
Yeah. She did mention something about bear shit, so he'll turn her into bear shit. If
Oh, no.
needed.
Oh no. It's going to end in vor.
Poor little rat. Oh no.
Yeah, I think overall, Gar would be of the mind that we should do just enough that whoever is pulling the strings thinks that this is what's still happening.
Alton says Vesk romance novels are the best.
The lusty Argonian maid Vesk edition.
Oh god. Yeah, the Starfinder edition, yes.
So what? Let her play her hand. See what she gets up to. Try and spot her sponsors and take care of the problem before they take over? What?
Yeah, I think our whole support is broad enough in the colony that we can rely on public opinion to carry us to some degree.
She seemed like a long-tailed patra in a room full of rocking chairs at that rally. Seemed she was scared of something, but I don't think it was you all. Kinda curious to see what she does when she's cornered.
A rat in a
There are-
cage.
Also, you shouldn't forget there are enough things to be scared in this place. Things from beyond that left the omens.
Ah yes, the world is currently doomed. We're all going to die. Countless civilizations have lived and vanished here.
But you know, that's on a global scale, so not really connected to it all.
Oh no, I completely agree with you, and
Yeah.
this is now fact, as they beamed all of that information into my brain.
Yeah, obviously.
Sounds terrifying.
And as we all know, when people experience other people's memories, it's always factual.
Of course. It's axiom. This is all true.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's also the reason why eyewitness reports in court are the peak of reliability and don't suffer a 70 to or about a 70% detail blur. Yeah. Eyewitnesses are great at everything.
So, Gar, short of sending a message to the Aspis Consortium or to the Free Captains or Free Captain that Diedrich is currently engaged with, you look like you're at a wall.
Wait, why didn't we actually think of that? Why don't we just tell and make it public to the entire planet that the Aspis Consortium is currently trying to undermine our colony and is sponsoring people here? If it's not the Aspis Consortium themselves and a free, then we weed them out, get some help from our competitors, allies, whatever you wish to call them. We have proof that it is the Aspis Consortium or someone associated. Broadcasting that to everyone would certainly put planetary tensions on high.
Let's give them a graceful out too. So let's pose it as some rogue forces in the Aspis Consortium, or suggest that this is a possibility, because, well, if they can be slippery, I think they will be.
There's a knock at the door to the north.
I look through the peephole.
You see Lashunta Antenna. I'm sorry to disturb you at this late hour, Administrator. Normally I wouldn't come like this, and I know you're busy, but I don't know who to talk to. I don't think I can talk to my parents about this.
Come in. Before you enter, I unfortunately need to scan you to see if you are wearing a...
And I just pull out my data pad.
Yep,
Axiom.
he hands over his communicator to you.
What? He's been fraternizing with the enemy. I'm taking precautions. We've been hacked already once.
She bought me a new jacket.
Yes. Why are you here?
I recently saw Diedrich and my father at the bar, and when I went over to talk to her, she said that someone had been troubling her to the point where she feels like she's being watched. At first, I thought she was just being paranoid, but she started to give me like little messages again, and he starts to show like a collection of like little notes and whatnot that are on different data chips and everything. She has me leave them at certain places within the colony and whatnot. At first, I didn't think it was anything but a game, but now with everything that's been said and everything going around, I just wanted to come clean, and I wanted to tell you what she's been paying me to do.
Sit down.
I know I'm in trouble. I'm sorry, but you don't know what it's like. she gave me the idea that this place was going to become more and more advanced. I don't want to live over in Hicksville forever.
Don't worry, you're not in trouble. It's like we all were 17 once. Some of us were even 16, I think. I'm quite certain.
So, may I do a sense motive on this young man?
Yes, the DC is 13. Because, you know, he's not very good at hiding emotions, like most teenagers.
You know what?
Well, we'll do one too, but I'm emotionally unaware.
Oh, you are emotionally unaware. My God.
Yes, I do have a.
I'll go along with it, but with the lying part of it.
Everyone crit succeeded against the teenager, except for Axiom, who's just like, I wonder what else he's hiding, and everyone's just saying like, oh, he's sweating in the chair. He doesn't know what he has here.
Gar doesn't say anything. He doesn't know this kid from Adam, but he's just kind of like ears pointed in this kid's direction, even as he walks, just kind of like, it's almost more unsettling because his eyes are covered, but where his gaze would be is just following this child.
He has way too many things in his pockets making noise.
You said your father and Deirdre were talking. Have they talked before? Have you seen that?
They had. She tried making him an offer because Mom got the promotion, but he refused.
And what do you think about the situation here? Do you think we're not doing a good job?
I think you're doing it. Oh, go ahead.
That's all.
Oh. I think you're doing a great job. I think she's doing a great job too. I mean, why can't it be that you guys are working together? It's obvious that there's some friction and whatnot. Doesn't that mean that there's, you know, hope for that? I mean, if there were no friction, she wouldn't even be in the running. I don't understand things as well as my sister does sometimes, but I think I have a general idea of how you guys see each other. So the 17-year-old has just admitted to not knowing as much as the 4-year-old.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, Lassie, it's... The thing is, differences of opinion are a fully acceptable thing, but there has been some dips into, you know, more dangerous territory, and we're absolutely not blaming you for having aspirations towards having this colony prosper, us too. But, you know, things don't just fall from the sky usually, and, you know, especially, have you seen her spaceport plans?
I have. I've also heard about the meteor that fell back on the other side of our territory.
Meteor?
Yeah, when you said things don't just fall from the sky, last night I saw it fall.
Exactly in which direction did you see this fall?
Well, Administrator, if I had to be certain, I'd say it fell at C6.
C6.
I made a
Thank
wish.
you.
I made a wish on the star. It hasn't come true yet.
And what wish did you make?
I wished for a girlfriend.
Oh, well. There are plenty of colony ships that will continue to come. I would look elsewhere from Deirdre.
Oh no, I was, and he looks all embarrassed and flushed. No, 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 no. That wasn't the nature of what I was doing. I explained it to my mother. It's just like, it was just a job. It was just a job. He looks apprehensively and naively at you.
There are sometimes patterns in people which go beyond what can be telepathically ascertained at a surface level.
What?
It's like stuff that... It's patterns that you must see after the whole telepathy thing. It's some things which, well, I must admit I'm not really completely apt at when it comes to the whole just by telepathy thing. And I'm easily twice your age.
My mother told me that even if you can tell if people are lying in the moment, that doesn't mean that they're always truthful. I haven't quite grasped that yet. My sister seems to have a better idea of it, though.
I mean, she probably wouldn't completely get those nuances too, but you know. Yeah, just be vigilant.
But getting back to while I'm here, the data chips that she had me leave all over the place, I've been collecting and then redistributing them. I mean, it's not anything harmful, right? It's just like, she's just sending messages, right?
Fortunately, you are a willing pet's plan. She's using you as the escape fog. When all of you will be implicated in every dissemination of information from here on out. Any of that is caught under surveillance.
I think you cut out a little bit, but I did hear most of it.
Yeah, you did have some cutouts in the middle of it.
The long and the short is, I think that she is using him as a fall guy, and that she is counting on the fact that the information that he dead drop caught on surveillance, so that she implicate him in events instead of herself by showing proof that she had no implication or communications with any of the things, because she's using a proxy for her dead drops.
Mm-hmm. I think at some point while this conversation is happening, Gar is going to like walk over.
He seems to slouch in his chair as he sees you coming towards him. You're not an administrator. Who are you?
Not sure that matters yet. Do me a favor and empty your pockets, kid.
He looks confused and a bit flustered, but he does as you said, as you take out like a variety of keys, what appears to be small stone etchings that have been carved off of something, and a few more data chips.
So Gar's gonna go like pawing through everything, and his touch kind of lingers on those stones.
Mm-hmm. You feel the etchings.
Not unlike the way that a person would like read Braille. It's like, what are these?
Oh, those are the samples she wanted. You know, everyone's talking about the spire and everything. I thought she wanted to have some sort of analysis done.
Gar looks over at Axiom.
He's just a unwilling pawn in her plan that will be thrown away after she gets what she wants.
No.
Axiom goes over to the computer and activates the surveillance drones because he thinks that this kid being here right now is part of the plan.
Okay. So you send out the 2 little repair drones that you refurbished into surveillance drones, and they start going around.
Yeah, I'm under the impression that whether he is coming clean or not, this is part of her plan. We are currently distracted.
Mm-hmm. And it seems it pays off almost immediately, as something very large makes its way away from the drones. Something very large.
I have them follow it.
Okay.
I want to figure out what the hell is actually going on here because this situation is not right.
Yeah. They give chase, but they can't seem to catch up on it. And then all of a sudden, it's on all fours, and it just bolts.
Does it look like a stag bear?
No staghorns.
I have the drones return and scour the entire colony.
Mm-hmm. There are people up at night. They're doing their regular carousing and everything, mostly at the local cantina.
All right. We're gonna turn the dial up to 11. I'm going to put a station or a colony-wide alert that there is bipedal creatures roaming around. Do not leave your homes. And we're going to try and suss out who's outside.
All right.
So Haria will kind of nudge Axiom into making the wording into it is highly recommended that you stay inside.
Correct. Yes.
I appreciate it. The emotional nuances of language can be tough sometimes.
Yeah, we don't want to put a whole lockdown in effect, a monetary one. It's a bad look.
Yeah. Since they've been spotted, and then put Tukor and his men on high alert.
Okay.
Yeah. In the whole meantime, Harry will probably also have mothered Relasi a little bit in the sense of you're not in as much trouble as Axiom might have put it, but for goodness sakes, use your brain in the future.
I did. I used my power on her, and she seemed genuine. I mean, but she wasn't.
Not your antenna, your brain.
But I did it. I did it like my mom told me.
There's something between your antenna. Probably.
Just because somebody believes something, kid, doesn't mean it's not a lie.
We're not mad, we're just slightly disappointed and annoyed.
No, I'm a little mad. Kind of gathers up all the stuff. It's he's still like sifting through it. Do Patch and Joy have communists?
Patch does not know.
Joy probably has one. Yeah, he has one. Or they have one, yeah.
I think Garth would probably seem really reluctant, but he's gonna contact Joy after the alert to tell them that they should probably go and get eyes on this thing if they're not all shit-faced right now.
Tree.
I think Joy will absolutely text back on our way. And then a minute later, you want drink? With 20 question marks at the end.
He just writes, task now, drink after.
We are not a computer. And then, like, 6 different emojis which cannot be ascertained the meaning of, and no more comms communication.
Oh god, does he send a gif of Katy Perry just like fist bumping the air?
Absolutely not.
With no context whatsoever?
6 completely obscure emojis that have not been invented in this year yet. Something that happens once the Unicode Commission goes and has no ideas anymore.
And Gar uses text to speak, so it's even more confusing.
Like ancient hieroglyphs, like red rabbit holding a facing toward the noonday sun. What?
An
Sure.
oblate rhombus.
You're like, okay. And that's just one of them. You're like, okay, sure.
Did he fat finger them? Did he mean to send it? We don't know.
Or just stuffs it back into his pocket. He's like, well, that's as good as it's gonna get.
But and he reaches out his hand, kind of like hesitating to say that he needs those back, but he just looks at Gar and he puts his hand back down.
Yeah, that's not happening, kid.
Eh.
That's not happening for the data chips and the shavings of the obelisk. The other stuff.
Yeah, you can
make
have your
back.
keys back.
Oh, thank you. But they're not shavings.
The chunks.
You don't understand. When you go to the obelisk, it gives you with them.
Excuse
Say
me.
that
what the
again?
fuck?
All of you talk at once, and it's too much for him. He just sinks down in the chair. He's terrified now.
You're not in trouble. This is just new information about the obelisk.
You didn't know? I mean, when you go to the obelisk and you're there, you know, like when you put your hands and stuff on it, after a while, it starts to dispense.
This wasn't really the case when we were there, but thank you for bringing it up. But we will have to, you know, keep those ones. Oh, and by the way, if on any of those data chips you have something that's your deal, you know, homework or something,
Oh, no.
just tell us which one and we can look over it, right?
No, but don't look at that data chip, he says, embarrassed. There's stuff on it.
Gar holds it up. What kind of stuff you talking about?
You know.
You know,
Gar just kind of looks at him, hears his heart rate just kind of go up. He's like,
you know what, Rasi? I'm going to look where the brain balloon floats in from. Axiom is free of emotion and probably judgment, I think. So you deal with that on your own and decide what to do with those kind of chips, right?
Okay.
Because if those chips stay here, you know, they're part of evidence. So you deal with that on your own. I'm going to look for the brain balloon.
Wake up, Steve. We might have some killing that needs to be done. Strange creatures have been reported in the colony.
Sounds good.
nope, pretty sure that's bad.
No, it's good that... Never mind.
Any more information that we can glean from here, or information relayed from Tukor and his men about where this thing went?
Yes, they found it. You said it didn't have stag horns, though.
Not what I saw in the surveillance. That is a different creature. Whatever that is, there are more here.
Where is it? Because we need to kind of take care of that.
They were enough to take care of it, and they tell you that it was on the outskirts of town where the drone was pursuing the other thing. However, you may have to fight a few of them next time. Because now they're starting to get more aggressive for some reason.
Ready to kill some shit, so we'll get them dead.
Oh, you will have plenty to kill. I thought we were going to do Diedrich this episode, but we ended up not doing it. I'm very confused because I had that prepared and I'm going like, all right, this is the first thing they're going to do.
Yeah, for some reason we are a little bit more public relations oriented than in Bloodlords.
That's perfectly fine. I just had to be prepared because otherwise I would have dragged Navasi out to the field and it'd be like, okay, pretend this is Diedrich.
Yeah, highly appreciated, by the way.
Mm-hmm. So this wasn't the first necro-saturated stag bear you saw. The first one was on day 1. Now there's one on day 2. They're starting to get more common. What did you think of the session?
Political intrigue and building out the world here. We could have killed her this session, but I think we took it cautiously to try and figure out what the hell is actually happening.
Alton is asking Drop Bears question mark.
Oh, we're going to be dropping some bears. I'm sorry, I'm showing myself out after that.
Oh god.
Just have, Draken just drop to be renamed Patch, and he'll take care of some stuff.
You said Draken records and photographs everything, right?
Of course.
So there's something that he may have seen that you didn't see, possibly, perhaps?
Sure.
All right. I will put it in the campaign info requests. You think the creature might have been this person in the darkness.
More bears.
More bears. This one a free captain.
Well, the only good pirate is a dead pirate.
It
I
was
mean, is he really a captain? I mean, yeah, he's got the hat and the cloak, but he's got no jewelry.
Pathfinder 1E. Someone was asking what Starfinder was based on.
Space.
Yes, it's based on space, like Pirates of Dranax. Traveler. Traveler's a very good one. They have a version of Vlaka basically on their cover. And also, let's see. We're going to be on day 3. You want to kill the bears. You want to kill Diedrich. You want to see who the mastermind is. From the people that Axiom listed, who do you think is behind everything? Or do you think there are multiple people involved? Do you think there's a mastermind? Do you think there's a traitor in your colony, a spy?
Well, there are at least 2 spies which we know of here.
Okay.
And some of them are ours.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you would like me to have prepared for next time? Because it sounds like... oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, You already have Deirdre prepared. Probably the free captain.
Oh, you're gonna kill him too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, get out of our territory. You don't belong here. We don't want your pirates here.
Don't want
No.
the bears.
I don't care about the bears. I don't want the pirates.
No
The pirates
Scolos.
are gonna fuck
Scolos.
everything. They're gonna fuck everything up. So no.
Now, I'm doubting we're going to get this far, but I think we should also at some point look at the meteor which went down after the whole
Yeah.
broadcast incident, because that sounds like it could be plot important.
That
I mean,
is- Oh, go ahead.
it'll take a scout like a week to get there. It's really far away.
Yeah, it's far away, and I'm sure we will be doing some more political intrigue next week. But for the midterm preparations, C6 might be a target for us.
When does our vehicle arrive?
Next month,
Next month.
right after the political scandal event concludes.
Okay, I just need to plan out time framing because this is important to what we do with C6. Are we to assume that the transport vehicle will be arriving like within a week after the political intrigue, the next day, the next month?
The very next day, because once the political intrigue or a political scandal event is done, the month is technically over.
Okay.
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 I mean, I think then we immediately send out B team and
Led by
some.
Diedrich?
No, so
Okay.
sorry. Send out B team with Ismuth and her wife, the surveyor, and all of that, and send them out to C6 in the vehicle.
So why do you think that the Obelisk did not dispense for you, but for the kid?
He put a quarter in there.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
willing to accept that.
And are these stones like Ioun stones, or are they with carvings on them?
Do you? This is gonna date me so much, but do you remember those feelies that used to come inside of Avatar games or like Ultima games, where you have the little rune stones in the little bags that you would cast spells with and stuff like that? They're kind of like that. They're the size of Cheez-Its with runes on them.
Oh god, I do remember those.
Those were a whole lot of words.
Cheez-Its. More Vesperomance. Seduce the pirates.
Yes.
That is what chat wants. I will have that ready as well, Alton.
Oh, yeah. Seduce the pirates.
We'll make sure we have enough
I feel like
body oil. for
Kuzan is
Kuzan.
getting like low key volunteered for a lot of things here.
There's
I'm
a lot.
not entirely against it.
There's a lot of seduction that's being planned. Not sure how to feel about that as the DM. Alrighty, guys, it is 3 o'clock. This is the longest we have ever gone. I apologize for going over.
I didn't even notice what time it was.
Don't worry too much about it.
Nope.
Yeah.
I have to take more responsibility for myself. And yeah, I've gotta be better. I'll leave it at that.
We
for now.
started a bit late, we can end a bit late.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Thank you for the game, though.
Patch's new name is Randall.
Randall? Okay.
Yeah.
Randall can take a communicator because you have them in the administration office. One that will fit his ear and clip on, like one of those ID tags.
Poor guy. He technically is a science experiment from the fucking Xenowarden, so he could be clipped.
Yeah. I wonder if those necrobears are also from the Xenowardens.
Now,
Well,
would that
if
be
they
considered
are,
warfare?
the Xeno druids will die eventually.
But what if they elected one of them, you know, like as president, and they had an election too? Okay.
Yeah, and then we do a gala, and then there's an assassination, and then we never find out who did it. Be great. I think someone should write that adventure.
Oh my God, poor Andrew. Alrighty,
He tried his best.
He did, and he did a great job. It was the best written book out of all of them. Alrighty, guys, thank you very much for joining me. I will get on that recruitment this week, along with all the other things I've got to get done. I'm going to try to have the new deep dive ready before the next month. I've been working on it in the background. Things have been a little bit odd with time management, but I will try to get everything I can done. Who do you want to add to the main team? Do you want another mystic? What do you want? What are we looking for?
I'm honestly fine with accommodating wishes for the main team, but a mystic certainly can't hurt.
Okay.
Or somebody with some kind of battlefield medicine situation going on. Or healing in general. But I'm willing to, you know, do a little bit of adjustment with Haria if that fits what a new player would want.
How are we going about swapping in and out between our characters for this campaign?
Unless it's a story element and you wish to just do it for downtime, you may swap freely. Because it feels like you guys know who you want to play and know when you want to switch, that I don't have to direct you as much.
Yeah, they feel like situationally swappable, which I think is a good thing. I mean, it's really tough because we'll have like 10 characters total. So getting diversity in that is a little bit more difficult. But yeah, I think someone with healing capability is good, because like no matter what you do, and no matter what they create, unless it's a mystic, they're stepping on someone's toes with one of their characters.
Possible, unless they play a Pathfinder class with like
correct.
Yeah.
Because we have all of the Starfinder classes covered except for Mystic right now.
All right, so I shall go.
Oh no, actually, we don't have a Witch Warper either.
All right, so I shall go heavy with Witch Warper, Mystic, and see if someone has a preference for playing that in a colony building game, political intrigue. I would say 70% roleplay at this point and 30% combat, if that, because we are leaning heavily on the roleplay. I'll see if I can change that up with combat next time.
I think there's plenty of opportunity for combat. We've just been in situations where roleplay is more effective than combat. We've had plenty of opportunities where we turned this into combat.
Yeah, and also, if the person wants to step on some toes, we do it for each other too. Like,
we have
Axiom
two
and
operatives.
Brainiac,
Yeah,
and the two operatives, like, role similarities will happen with 10 characters, even in Pathfinder.
I'll do the best I can with recruitment. I can't make any promises because it's really like once I put the line out there and I get the first couple people, it's a matter of they need to understand the scope of the adventure and that it is 6 books. And people don't read when they respond to recruitments. That's part of what the interview is.
But in the past, you've been doing great.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. Alrighty, guys. Have a wonderful day. be sure you're ready for combat next time, because you are going to fight some rotting stag bears, possibly necro-saturated stag bears. There's no denying it now. They are infringing.
Absolutely. I will need the server for like